No, I wrestled Flair many a times. We're supposed to have, we had a match on Saturday night, TV tape, and I beat him there. Then we had the Clash of Champions, and they were gonna, put the belt on me at a later date, and, he did it was sat down on me, I was too green to realize what he was doing at the time, because he didn't want to give the belt up, that's the way he was, He never was an athlete, it's like, it's almost the biggest pussies want to have the belt, you know what I mean? It's like, they want to be pushed the hardest, and trust me. Well, see, one of my first experiences was about Ric Flair's from Dick the Bruiser. He had heard I was going to go down to the NWA, He said, as soon as you get there, drop your bags and tell Flair, I told you to carry your bags, And I thought he was kidding me. I thought he was telling the truth, And later on that night, I'm riding back with Don Kent, and I told him what he told me. He said, no, don't do that. You won't be staying long, because, they all told me that's how Flair got into business, carrying the guy's bags, So.
It's reported that Flair actually took a liking to you and your brother. He was really impressed with, with how tough you were, and actually tried to, bring you into his fold. Is that true?
Nah, not that I know of.
No, he wasn't particularly friendly to you?
Well, Flair's friendly with everybody, but he would just stab me in the back, That's the way he is, You can't trust him.
I also heard that he used to ask you and your brother to wrestle against each other just basically to watch for his own entertainment. Never
happened. You heard that?
Yep.
No. Like, we're going to listen to Ric Flair. See, everybody has a misconception of Flair's this, that. He's as big as, it's like the Wizard of Oz, with the curtain down. You see somebody different on one side of the curtain than the other. Backstage, he's the biggest pussy you ever meet. Flair's saying he's 16-time world champion. Like, give me a fucking break. We had Kevin Sullivan, he had all those guys booking. It's like I would have been 16-time world champion if I had all my buddies booking for me. And he was even the booker at one time. You know what I mean? So, and then when he was the booker, that's fucking everybody wanted to kill him. Because he's, but that's why he got so pissed off when I did that interview. It was like, it was so close to the truth, and I just, wanted to do it, so I did it, I thought about it for a couple of days, and I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll fuck with him today, do an interview on him, So I did it, and I find out later Flair's in the room crying, and actually crying, But that's the way Flair was, I mean, if you remember that skit that the NWO did, when X-Pac was one of the best, funniest things I've ever seen in wrestling. When X-Pac had the water thing, and tears would come out of his eyes. That's the way Flair was, man. He was to try to drop it. He was. You gotta understand. You gotta see it to believe it. It's embarrassing, But that's when I came back and I heard he was crying, and then they actually tried to get me fired. He actually tried to get me fired, Went through J.J. Dillon, and Bill Bush. Bill Bush didn't know what the hell he was doing, so he was listening to. Of course, he was listening to Kevin Sullivan and J.J. Dillon. It was still the same fucked characters that were bringing WCW down, But it was always like that, Flair always body looked like shit, It was, that's the only reason why he stayed on top, So.
Flair's always discredited Hurd for wanting to make him Spartacus and change, the history.
Yeah, we all laughed at that. Fuck him, man. He fucked with so many people. He got so many people fired. He deserved what he get. It's karma, man.
When you said Flair cried over what you cut on him, did he ever come back and try to say something to you face to face, or?
Well, the next day, they sent me home, and it just so happened that he was coming through, And he tried to say something, man. I told him to get the fuck away from me. He tried, oh, it's not my fault, I was like, what are you, I mean, you got to be an idiot to believe anything Flair says, So, I don't think nothing against Flair. Just because he's a piece of shit, it doesn't, he's not my friend, He still talked to me like we're, But that's what the way Flair is,